Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Warrior Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is cremation and spirituality. In various cultures, cremation was always an option as opposed to getting a so-called physical burial. And the reasons for this is a plethora of ones. For one, unbeknownst to some people, cremation goes way back to Kemet, Samaria, etc. And the reason that they do this is that they have a saying, death is the beginning. So they want to release the soul immediately from the physical shell so it could begin its new journey. Now, there are some cultures that frown on it. You can look at in Islam, amongst the Middle East, where that is haram, which means unclean. So they frown amongst that. And you also have the Catholics, but that changed. Now cremation is an option, and the Catholic Church did that in 1963. But I remember one of my mentors said that one of the reasons that they embalmed the body in Kemet was to trap the Ka. And we have to remember something. A lot of people may say, well, no, that's not true, and this, that, and the other. You got to remember something. The priesthood got corrupted. That's one of the wrongs that Akhenaten was trying to right. He knew that. That's why the Dogon had fled. They were they were Egyptians, but they fled and went to Mali. So we can just look at that. And then an article or a quote from Lincoln Heritage said that the average funeral today in the United States is upwards to $7,000 to $12,000, depending on how you want to do it. So if you get a cremation, you're saving anywhere from $1,100 to $2,000. And there's also an article from BahaTeachings.org that talked about that. They talked about how it's basically freeing up the soul. And teachings do change. They change from various cultures, but that's definitely something to think about. And if you do go the route of cremation, it's very important that you have an occultist or spiritualist that does a ritual. They ain't got to publicize it. You can just do it because the trogs aren't going to understand what's happening anyway. They're not going to understand that. So you can help the soul begin its journey. Because if it gets trapped or stuck in the in-between realm, that's going to cause problems because they can run into all types of different spirits on the other side. And there is some truth in this, that once the body is no longer animated, there is a residue. I know amongst indigenous people here, or what we name as Native Americans, there is energy, even in the shell. If you go amongst, I would say, forests or parks or whatever, even if a tree is dead, you still can use a dead tree because it has a residue of energy, and you can use that for baneful magic, death magic. So you can use that. But the important thing is to look at that option that you got. So cremation and spirituality is very much linked, and you don't want somebody who is just going to just take over the funeral, because you got to remember something. Human beings, when they're racked with grief, they make what's supposed to be your transition or your funeral, they take it upon themselves to make it their own. So that's something for you to think about, because there are a lot of people out here that don't have life insurance, death insurance, etc. So it's something for you to ponder and think about. But as they always say, death is only the beginning, and truer words have never been spoken. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Warrior Alchemist. The Water, my friends. Peace.